I think social media has accidentally created a new species. Not rich people, the rich guy. A mysterious creature that appears to be between the ages of 17 and 22 and somehow owns more assets than entire medieval kingdoms. I opened Instagram. Big mistake. Within 14 seconds, I had already encountered a crypto millionaire, a dropshipper, a day trader, a fitness coach, a mindset coach, an AI entrepreneur, and a golden retriever that somehow owned a Lamborghini. At first, I wasn't concerned. I thought, wow, that's cool. Then I saw another one, and another one, and another one. At some point, I stopped scrolling because I genuinely started wondering if being broke had become illegal. Did I miss a fucking update? Did the government pass a law? Congratulations, citizen. Poverty has been discontinued. Please choose between entrepreneur, investor, founder, CEO, or a fucking day trader. Because according to social media, everyone is rich now. I saw a guy my age explaining how he fucking makes $47,000 a month. Then another making $80,000. Then another making $130,000. And somehow all of them were recording from the exact same white Lamborghini. The same steering wheel, the same interior, the same suspiciously identical palm tree. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if there was only one Lamborghini on Earth and influencers simply take turns borrowing it like a community fucking bicycle. Monday, crypto guy. Tuesday, dropshipping guy. Wednesday, AI automation guy. Thursday, guy selling a course about being AI automation guy. Friday, a mysterious man named Ethan. Remember Ethan, he's important because Ethan is doing very well. Every time I open social media, Ethan has unlocked a new achievement. Yesterday, Ethan made $10,000. Today, Ethan owns 3 companies. Tomorrow, Ethan will acquire a fucking country. So naturally, I started investigating because clearly something happened. There had to be a secret. Maybe everyone found a hidden money glitch. Maybe there was an ancient technique passed down through generations. Maybe my ancestors were supposed to leave me generational wealth but got distracted. I needed answers, so I did what any responsible adult would do. I spent several days watching social media gurus, and after extensive research, sleep deprivation, and irreversible brain damage, I discovered something fascinating. Every rich person online has a completely different secret. One guy says dropshipping is the future. Another guy says dropshipping is dead. One guy says crypto is the future. Another guy says crypto is gambling. One guy says AI is the future. Another guy says AI already ended 6 months ago. At this point, I wasn't learning anymore. I was watching a financial civil war. Every guru was fighting every other guru. And somehow, every single one of them was a millionaire. Which seems statistically impossible. Because if every strategy works, then why isn't every cashier secretly running 6 businesses and a hedge fund? Then I noticed something. A tiny detail. Every guru was selling something. Every single one. Courses, mentorships, masterminds, communities, exclusive systems, wealth blueprints, financial frameworks, quantum success protocols. At some point, the names stopped sounding like businesses and started sounding like artifacts from a fucking fantasy game. The Freedom Blueprint, the Wealth Accelerator. Bro, what happened to selling lemonade? The weirdest part was that everyone seemed to be selling courses about making money. A guy selling a course about dropshipping to people who wanted to start dropshipping, who would eventually sell courses about dropshipping to people who wanted to sell courses about dropshipping. At some point, money wasn't moving. It was just spinning in circles like a fucking economic washing machine. Meanwhile, Ethan had somehow launched a startup, then another startup, then a holding company. At this point, Ethan was becoming less of a person and more of a geopolitical force. But something still didn't make sense. Even if every guru was selling courses, why did it feel like literally everyone was rich? Not some people, everyone. Then I realized something. I wasn't looking at normal people, I was looking at winners. Imagine 100,000 people try to start an online business. Most fail, some quit, some lose interest, some make $17 and a deep sense of regret. A tiny percentage succeed. Now imagine an algorithm whose entire job is to find the most impressive people possible and shove them directly into your fucking eyeballs. Who gets recommended? The guy who made $10 million? Or the guy who tried fucking dropshipping for 3 weeks and then got a job at a fucking supermarket? Exactly. The algorithm isn't showing reality. It's showing highlights. Nobody posts a fucking video called Day 847, Nothing Happened. Nobody posts Lost Money this month, here's a spreadsheet. Nobody posts My business failed and now I'm eating cereal for dinner. People post the win, the promotion, the screenshot, the sports car, the vacation, the success story. You're seeing the best moments of thousands of people's lives stitched together into one endless feed. Then your brain compares that to your random fucking Tuesday afternoon. Of course you're gonna lose. Imagine if social media worked differently. Imagine every time you saw a millionaire, you also saw the 20,000 people who tried the exact same thing and failed. Suddenly, the story would feel very different. But failure is invisible. Success gets clicks, success gets views, success gets shared. So success is what survives. And that's when everything finally made sense. Social media isn't making everyone rich. It's making rich people fucking impossible to avoid. Open Instagram, rich guy. Open TikTok, rich guy. Open YouTube, rich guy. Open LinkedIn, 10,000 rich guys, all congratulating each other for disrupting an industry nobody has ever heard of. The algorithm has basically created a world where successful people are everywhere, all the time. No wonder people feel behind. Your little brain was designed to compare itself to maybe a few hundred people. Not millions. Not every entrepreneur, athlete, investor, model, and influencer on Earth simultaneously. And that's the biggest trick social media ever pulled. Not convincing us that people get rich. Convincing us that fucking everybody gets rich. Because in real life, most people are just living normal lives. Going to work, going to class, meeting friends, trying their best, figuring things out. But normal doesn't go viral. Nobody clicks on normal. So the internet becomes a museum of exceptions. The richest people, the luckiest people, the most successful people, the craziest stories. And after staring at those exhibits long enough, you start thinking that's what reality looks like. It isn't. Which brings us back to Ethan. Because Ethan isn't really one person. Ethan is every success story you've ever seen merged into a single human being. Every entrepreneur, every millionaire, every crypto winner, every startup founder, every guy standing next to a rented Lamborghini, combined into one fucking impossible standard. And when you compare yourself to Ethan, you're not comparing yourself to a real person. You're comparing yourself to the greatest hits album of the internet. Nobody can compete with that. Not me, not you, not even Ethan. Because if we're being honest, Ethan is probably scrolling through social media right now, wondering why everybody else is richer than him.